For nearly 50 years, Earthwatch has paired citizens with scientists to bring about environmental change, from protecting nature reserves, to saving species from extinction, to unearthing the mysteries of the past, to better inform our future. Join us to experience what it's like to go on an Earthwatch expedition.
The Earthwatch project is looking at the role of sea otters in a seagrass system. Where you have sea otters, you have this very healthy, vibrant seagrass bed. That seagrass bed is really important, and one of its major roles is in providing a nursery for juvenile fish. So there could be a link between sea otters and commercial fisheries, particularly fish, in a positive context. The Earthwatch volunteers are helping us to do our research. The work is quite labor intensive, as a lot of field work is. And so the volunteers are helping us to get the work done. We need more hands. Bringing new people into this project twice a month is invigorating. They just get really excited about being here. And so it's really fun and quite rewarding to be able to share this amazing place that we get to work in with people. And in turn, their enthusiasm kind of helps remind us how really cool it is.
On this expedition, we would go out and actually search for sea otters to do census work to see where they are, what their numbers are, see what they're eating, and then we would notate, what they were eating, how many dives they would take, and which little bays they tended to reside. That's probably my favorite part because I get to see their behavior, and they're just really beautiful animals.
So it looks like we have a sea otter that just popped up, and we'll take a closer look to see if it's eating or not. So when they're eating, they're floating on their backs, and oftentimes they're pounding their food item against their chest. Sometimes they might even use a rock to break open their food item. And
what do sea otters eat?
Well, they eat invertebrates, so things like crabs, clams, sometimes they'll eat sea urchins, sea cucumbers. Around here, we've been finding that mostly they're eating clams.
There's one right there. Oh,
nice.
I think it has a baby.
Oh,
Oh, there is
You
one.
see it?
Yep. He's about 15 feet off the that bank there.
So it's about 2 o'clock, you think?
Yep. Oh, there's another one.
Okay, he's got something in his hands. What is? Can you see what he's eating at all? Or she? I have no idea.
I can't see.
They just dove.
And
then
how long does it
sometimes-
usually stay down for?
If they're not foraging,
Yeah.
the maximum dive length is maybe 4 minutes, and that would be for a larger male. Most of the time they're at the surface, which makes them great to study for us.
We would go out and set crab pots. Apparently they're the favorite food of sea otters. It was great. It's just another way to kind of assess what the sea otters were going after and how they're impacting this environment.
Perfect. And then same thing on this. Work. And next one. Perfect. Yep. Nice and gentle.
So what we'll do first is we'll pull up the pots, and then I might point out like, okay, let's start with this one. And then you guys can kind of work together to go through them and kind of call out data, and I'll record it, and then I'll help you learn how to sex the crabs and what species they are and all that fun stuff. So close! Woo! Great work on the first one. Perfect. All right, so I'll take the boat hook out of your way. Get this all tucked away. Perfect. Yep, we'll just pull them in. Love it. Good work, good work.
Ooh, biggest one yet. Look at that guy.
All right, team, let's go to town on these guys. All right, let's skip the big guy.
God, look at that.
So he does have spines also on his same
Watch out for him.
spots, okay? Yeah. So I always like to control the head.
These guys are-
Slippery than the...
The crab's pretty
Well,
strong
the great thing
too.
about the crabs is if you flip them over on their back, they don't wander as fast.
come here.
Yeah, perfect. Great job.
Come here. Oh my gosh, she's huge.
Dang.
A good way to still, but the legs get away from measuring that way.
Now, and these are pretty small, right? These are babies
Yeah,
on
those will
these.
get a lot bigger. You can't harvest a dungy until it's, I think it's 6.5.
73.
Drop her off.
All right, young lady.
There you go.
You guys did great on that one. Nice work.
Yeah, on this expedition we would do what's called beach seining, which is grabbing a large net and we would drag it across the seagrass. We would discover all these fish that I'd never seen before. I haven't really been in that world at all. It was pretty exciting because every day you don't know what you're going to get, and it was like a treasure hunt every morning. You're doing something you never would have done before. And then we put them in buckets and go through them and measure them and to see what kind of impact the sea otters have over these regions and these different areas.
So pretty common. That's nice.
I got a Shiner 143.
Shiner
143.
Eel. Yeah, they're very eel-like. They're not true eels, but crescent gunnel 111.
Crescent gunnel 111.
Shiner 152.
Shiner 152.
All right, so today we're doing our eelgrass survey, which is the real core of our project here. And we collect a whole bunch of different data. So when we first showed up, we collect some water that we filter through a syringe, and that will later get analyzed for nutrients. We survey for sea otter pits and clams. We also take sediment samples with coring to look at the organic matter in the sediments. And we're going to swim along the eelgrass, collect, which we'll take back to the lab and process.
It's such a complex, beautiful world. Unless you've experienced the full flourishing of nature around you, it's very difficult to have an understanding that goes beyond just reading about something. And Earthwatch gives you real understanding because you've lived it and done it, and it's not filtered through any other eyes except your own. And I think that humbles you in a way.